Good evening. You're watching the 7 o'clock English news from the Sultanate of Oman television. Firstly, headlines. The Sultanate condemns the terrorist bombings in Tanta and Alexandria and expresses its solidarity with the government of Egypt. The Duqm refinery is a promising economic project that will support the oil and petrochemical industries in the Sultanate. And the Ministry of Tourism selects 4 new touristic locations for investment to develop the touristic sector in the Sultanate. Those were the headlines, and now the news in detail. The Sultanate condemned the terrorist bombings that targeted Margiris Church in the city of Tanta, north of Cairo, and St. Mark's Church in the coastal city of Alexandria in Egypt. In a statement issued today by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the Sultanate expressed its solidarity with the government and the people of Egypt in these 2 attacks that targeted innocent people. The Sultanate offers its sincere condolences to the Egyptian people and the victims' family, wishing the injured a speedy recovery. At a value of more than $8 billion, agreement of partnership to develop Duqm refinery and petrochemical industries will be signed tomorrow at the Al Bustan Palace Hotel between Oman Oil Company and Kuwait Petroleum Company. More details in the following report.
The Duqm refinery is considered one of the vital industrial projects which will contribute in transferring the zone to one of the biggest industrial and economic centers in the Sultanate. It's also considered the first core of future petrochemical industries in Duqm. Al Duqm Industrial Zone has completed all works of the refinery site, consisting of an area of 900 hectares. The operation phase is expected to start in 2020 with a production capacity of 230,000 barrels per day. Al Duqm refinery will provide raw materials to petrochemical industries projects, which include 10 plants that will produce around 25 petroleum products at an estimated value between $6 and $8 billion. A number of projects are linked to the refinery, mainly production storage tanks, fuel tanks, and one-stop plant for electricity and water. The Chinese Omani industrial city in Duqm will be celebrating the laying of foundation stone, which will be established at 1,100 hectares. At the completion of these 2 strategic mega projects, Al Duqm Economic Zone will be able to attract local and foreign investments and provide promised opportunities for private sector to contribute in the development process and in providing a number of job opportunities for the citizens, in addition to upgrading small and medium enterprises. Various institutions are working in line with the Duqm Special Economic Zone Authority to qualify and train national cadres.
Within the framework of the government's plans to develop the touristic sector in the Sultanate, the Ministry of Tourism allocated 4 new touristic locations to be invested by local companies through Usufruct system. In 4 different governorates, a number of touristic and recreational projects are allocated to be established in Hay Saada in the Wilayat of Ibri, Heights of the Wilayat of Nakhal, Jawabi in the Wilayat of Jalan Bani Wali, and Ghabi in the Wilayat of Bidiyah. These locations are expected to contribute in developing these local communities that are rich with touristic potentials. Upgrading activities of Sultan Qaboos Higher Center for Culture and Science in order to enrich the culture, literature and arts in the Sultanate was the main aspect of discussions at the 3rd meeting of the Board of Directors of the center. During the meeting, the board also dealt with latest developments of the center's organizational structure project, in addition to the expected role of the Sultan Qaboos Youth Complex for Culture and Recreation in Salalah, in accordance with its visions and goals. The meeting was presided over by His Excellency Khalid bin Hilal Al Busaid, Minister of the Diwan of the Royal Court, Chairman of the Board of Directors of Sultan Qaboos Higher Center for Culture and Science. The public's awareness has increased about the performance of the both parts of Council of Oman and the state of the Shura Council, either with the criticism or with support. This was clarified at a discussion session under the theme Basics, Means and Rules of Legislation Process of the Council members. During the session, it was pointed out that the councils carry out their work positively with objectivity and analytical aspects in the Shura process that makes the Council as an advanced organization at Arab regional level. His Excellency Abdullah bin Salim Al Salmi, Executive President of the Capital Market Authority, stressed to the Sultan of Oman Radio and Television that the readiness of the capital market infrastructure in the cooperation of companies and the obtaining necessary financing, adding that insurance companies will be transformed into shareholding companies after completion of 3 years of their establishment. Still to come on News Bulletin. The Art Week in Sultan Qaboos University included a number of artistic and cultural events.
تذكر أول لما كنت تحوم بسيارتك وتدور على بيت للإيجار؟ الحين صار الموضوع أسهل مع أوليكس. اختار الحي والمنطقة اللي تريدها واستلم البيت اللي تبغيه. حمل تطبيق أوليكس ودور بيت أحلامك. حياتنا اليوم تتغير بسرعة ونحتاج دائما أن نخلي مساحة لكل جديد. عشان تغير من قديمك لجديدك حلك الأفضل هو أوليكس. حمل صورة أغراضك اللي ما تستخدمها على أوليكس مجانا واستلم فلوسك نقدا من المشتري. حمل تطبيق أوليكس وبيع قديمك عشان تجدد.
Welcome back to the news from the Sultan of Oman Television. Reviewing existing military relations and means of developing them between the Sultanate and Iran was the main aspect of talks between Lieutenant General Ahmed bin Harith al-Nabhani, Chief of Staff of the Sultan's Armed Forces, and Brigadier Dr. Qadir Nizami-Por, Deputy Chief of Staff of Iran's Armed Forces for International Affairs, head of the Irani side of the joint Omani-Iranian Military Friendship Committee. During the talks, they exchanged points of view and discussed a number of matters of mutual concern. Rear Admiral Abdullah bin Khamis al-Raisi, Commander of the Royal Navy of Oman, received Brigadier Dr. Qadir Nizami-Por, Deputy Chief of Staff of Iran's Armed Forces for International Affairs, and his delegation. During the meeting, they exchanged cordial talks and points of view in a number of matters of mutual concern and reviewed naval-military relations between the two friendly countries. A delegation from the College of Command and Staff of the Egyptian Armed Forces visited the College of Command and Staff of Sultan's Armed Forces in Muaskar al-Falaj. The delegation was briefed on the college and classes and halls and other facilities, as well as the IT techniques. The delegation also visited College of National Defense and were briefed about its facilities and equipments. The Capital Market Authority organized a workshop on the traffic safety competition. During the workshop, the participants got acquainted with the mechanisms and procedures of the competition and the proper solutions to limit road accidents and their negative effects of the society. The Royal Oman Police, through this competition, aims to activate the role of the community and its various institutions in this field. It's worth mentioning that an award was specialized for the private sector category within the traffic safety competition. The Childhood Center, affiliated to the Ministry of Social Development, organized a workshop on the role of state administrative apparatus towards the disabled category. Around 67 government and domestic bodies took part in the 5-day event to discuss the role of the bodies concerned in the development of services provided to the disabled category. It also reviewed the mechanisms that ensure the rights of this category in the society. The workshop is expected to come up with the implementation regulations that will be applied in the state's administrative apparatus and various institutions. The Childhood Care Center in the Governorate of Muscat hosted the concluding ceremony of the Arab Orphan Day. The activities of the Orphan Day came within the framework of the joint cooperation between the Ministry of Social Development and the society to support the orphans and make them happy. The objective is to help the orphans integrating in the society and attain their right in having a decent living.
كيف اجتيازه على همة جماء والعزم
600 million Omani Riyals is the contribution of Oman Air to the national economy in 2016. That was indicated by the financial results of the national carrier, which pointed out that Oman Air's revenue is increased last year by 1%. Oman Air also achieved a growth rate by 21% in the number of travelers. The commercial cargo operations also witnessed a good performance last year, approaching 160,000 tons. The carrier was also able to raise the rate of the national cadres working in the company to 2/3 of the staff. The public establishment for industrial estate received 184 investment requests and around 50 new investment contracts were signed in a different industrial estate associated to it. During the first quarter of this year, the volume of investments in the industrial estates associated to the establishment reached more than 6 billion Omani Riyals. Those estates witnessed the attraction of various local and foreign investments, as well as an increase in the number of existing projects in different industrial areas. A number of activities of the artistic and cultural events were included. The Art Week on its first version in Sultan Qaboos University, with the exhibition entitled Under Observation. The exhibition was inaugurated at the main hall of the University Culture Center, which gathered fine arts, music and popular arts, in addition to theatrical performances and photography. Now for the general weather forecast around the Sultanate. Clear skies prevail over most of the governorates, with chances of low clouds and fog over the governorates of Sharqiya and Wusta. Winds will be southeasterly light to moderate and seas will be slight to the maximum wave height of 1 meter. This is the Sultan of Oman television. Before we enter tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. The Sultan condemns the terrorist bombings in Tanta and Alexandria and expresses its solidarity with the government of Egypt. The Duqm refinery is a promising economic project that will support the oil and petrochemical industries in the Sultanate. And the Ministry of Tourism selects 4 new touristic locations for investment to develop the touristic sector in the Sultanate. And with that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here in the newsroom and the studios, thanks for watching. Good night.